See, some of the some process optimization, they are telling that the amount of waste reduced in the or the dust formation in cement industry will be reduced. And the next one is they are telling some example in steel industry. When they adopt some of the innovative method, they will reduce the sulfur dioxide or sulfur emission from the steel industry, they are telling. And whatever the sulfur containing fuel, when they used with the limestone and the air, it is being converted into some of the complex product when they pass into the iron path. And this convert the carbon monoxide and also forming some of the sulfur oxide. So it is considerably reduce the emission from the steel industry, they are telling. Additional process what they are using to control the emission. I would have told you in many times in the classes, the oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of nitrogen means it is a many compounds of nitrogen, NO, NO2, N2O, N2O3, N2O5, all these, the complex or the mixture of all these component of oxides of nitrogen will be formed. Either from nitrogen from the air or nitrogen from the fuel will be converted at very high temperature around or above 700 degrees centigrade only. That could be reduced. The formation of oxides of nitrogen could be reduced by operating the combustion process in 2 stages. By using flue gas recirculation or injecting the water or steam. When you are doing like that, the temperature in the combustion zone will be reduced considerably. So what the formation of oxides of nitrogen could be reduced. And another one is by the next steps and all I would have told many times. Washing of coal before size reduction, that will reduce the fly ash content in the waste, because that will reduce the mineral content in the coal. And substituting some of the fluorine containing fluorosphere, which will be using in steel making method, that will be reduce the sulfur content and also fluoride compound formation. These are all the generally techniques are following during the process. And above that, especially for Indian condition, wherever you take the pollutant accumulation and pollution formation, mainly depending upon the dispersion rate. The dispersion is mainly depending upon the temperature and the pressure of the location. So for that, the people are telling for Indian condition, if you provide the stack 30 meters from the ground level, then the dispersion rate would be good in atmosphere. So what the accumulation of pollutant could be reduced to some extent, they are telling. Because when the accumulation is happening, whenever the air mass is stagnant or the stable, the atmosphere is becoming stable condition, then or during the temperature inversion, the pollutant will be built up near the ground. To avoid the pollutant build up near the ground, we have to provide the stack height of around 30 meters from the ground level. It will be reduced to some level, they are telling. These are all the way. And after that, many techniques are there. We can introduce some of the alternative fuel. This also I would have told many times. Alternative fuel like instead of using coal and petroleum, we use natural gas. That could be reduced because natural gas contain no sulfur. Some structured form is there also not much. SOx pollution can be considerably reduced. But anyhow, the cost of the product is little high. And the compression process also requires a huge amount of cost. Even then, when we consider in terms of pollutant and pollutant level or environment concern, that we can go in such a way it will be reduced. Then what we have to do, sulfur removal process already I have explained a lot. Coal washing or coal preparation, solvent selection, extraction, separation, solvent recovery, drying. These are all the method when you follow, we can get the coal which is free from the sulfur. So when we are using like that, it will be reducing or totally reducing the sulfur content. But in economical point of view, it is highly costly technology. Economically, it is not feasible. So because the reason behind that, throughout the world, the time in 18th century, people have concentrated to use the coal or fuel which contains less sulfur. So people have introduced and innovated many techniques, and throughout the world, the demand was more on the technique. So the cost of the technology became high. So the people could not be able to afford for it. That is the reason for this. Everywhere developing countries could not adopt such a technology to release it. But nowadays, people have replaced with some compressed natural gas and natural gas. There was a considerable total reduction of SOx in Delhi. Because in the end of 18th century and 19th century, Delhi was highly polluted with the particulate matter and the oxides of sulfur. And these could be reduced now. At these pollutants have reduced now. Now it is less than the permissible limit. And it doesn't mean that other pollutants are not there. Other pollutant components are there. But even then, by introduction of compressed nature CNG, there was a little good. Yes, we can't say it is polluted, it is not polluted or something like that, because other sources are there to make the pollutant. But the sulfur dioxide and particulate matter level has been reduced considerably. And the next one is, already I told you this also many times, but this is one of the important questions and I repeatedly asked in last years, how to reduce the oxides of nitrogen formation. Because oxides of nitrogen formed when the temperature is very high in the combustion zone. And also when we provide the high residential time in the combustion zone, and if there is enough oxygen in the combustion zone, these three conditions are favored to form the oxides of nitrogen in the combustion chamber. So what to do for this? If we want to reduce the oxides of nitrogen formation, you have to minimize the gaseous product residential time at the combustion chamber, especially during the peak hours. And also, if possible, reduce the peak combustion temperature at the combustion zone. And sometimes, if possible, if we reduce the oxygen supplies for reacting with the nitrogen, either in the with atmospheric oxygen or with the fuel, atmospheric nitrogen as well as with the fuel nitrogen, limiting the oxygen supply to oxidize this nitrogen. These are all the conditions to be reduce the formation of oxygen nitrogen during the process. And this can be achieved by modifying some of the combustion process. First day class, I have explained almost all the technical terms related to the air pollution. Almost all. I would have told you what is pollution, pollutant, what is primary pollutant, secondary pollutant, what is greenhouse effect, global warming, and ozone formation, ozone depletion, and what is excess air, what is air fuel ratio, what is combustion, what is incomplete. All the term I have explained in the first class. Whole day I have spent to give overall information about this topic. So now again and again, you doubt here and there, you can please clarify. Otherwise, I directly go to the subject. It depends on you people only. If you have doubt, you ask me. I'm not hesitating to explain anything. I can spend overtime also, no issue at all. But if you have doubt, you ask me. Now, what are the other techniques we can use to reduce the formation of nitrogen? Why we are studying all this? These how to control the pollution. People are telling that you don't use this, that, and that. But during the process, what technically can be done? For everything, human is responsible for it. Each and every aspect of environmental pollution or concern or conservation or sustainability, when we are talking, human being is the entire responsibility to control the pollution. So like that, different sectors and different area, what people are playing, what role they are taking, they have explained. In this particular unit, technically, when we are using the fossil fuels, what we can be done. That's what we are discussing. So that's what I have told you, what to do in the raw material changes, what to do in equipment modification, Now, in the existing equipment, what we can do in process aspect, we are talking. Then I told you we can maintain the temperature, we can maintain the air, and we can maintain the residence time. All these factors will reduce the formation of oxygen and nitrogen. Along with that, for all combustion process, everywhere, wherever the people are doing the combustion process, they are not sending exact air for complete combustion. That is called stoichiometric amount of oxygen or gas supply. They are not following like that. Always everywhere the people are following. Why we have to do excess here and all, I have explained. If you don't know, you ask me, I'll explain. Excess here must be there. The excess air supply is important because when they are passing the excess air in throughout the world, everywhere in different combustion process, the excess air supply range is from 10 to 25, not 20, 25%. They are supplying like this for complete combustion. In case if you reduce this amount of excess air, this will help to form the NOx formation, and we have to carefully maintain such a process to complete the combustion, otherwise fuel loss will be there. So reducing the excess air is one aspect to reduce the oxides of nitrogen formation. And another one is lowering the combustion air temperature by injecting water or steam. This is wonderful process, and in many places people are doing in large scale level, like thermal power plant industries. People are following such a thing. Here, what they are doing, flue gases. Flue gas means what? Flue gas also. Flue gas means what? Fuel gas means what? All technical term I have explained. Flue gas means whatever the gas which liberated after combustion process, like carbon dioxide, oxides of sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, whatever it is coming, those gas are called flue gases. Flue gases you can say, or you can say waste gas. Those gases are liberated at a very high temperature after combustion. See, it may be thousands. Those gases carry a lot of heat. That heat is called waste heat. If the people will use that waste heat to preheat the combustion chamber, because when we start the process, like it is room temperature, it takes long time and it consumes more energy and the time and everything will be there. So what people are doing, they are using that waste heat to preheat the combustion air. Whatever the air we are using for or we are going to use for combustion process, if you preheat that before it is injecting into combustion chamber. Combustion chamber means what? Where the place uh, burning of fuel is taking place. That is called combustion chamber. The burning of fuel is called combustion. The device where the burning of fuel is taking place is called combustion chamber or combustion chamber, combustion unit, furnace, boiler, many things. Boiler we should not use. These are all interchangeably people are using in the term. If you pre that combustion unit, then which improves the efficiency. When it is increases, then the flame temperature inside the combustion chamber temperature also increases, which enhance the formation of NOx. In such a condition, one effective method people have introduced to reduce this NOx, actually, whatever the preheating method, everywhere people are following, because which increases the efficiency of the combustor or combustion chamber or combustion process, but it enhances the formation of NOx also. But three times it increases the formation of NOx. For this, how to overcome this process, the people have thought, then they have introduced the new concept that they introduced or injected water or steam just above the combustion chamber. And what happened is, because of introduction of this water or steam just above the combustion chamber will reduce the formation of NOx. And this injecting water is to be 10 to 15% of whole combustion air volume. So there will that increase to 10 to 15% means overall temperature will come down, correct? Because of that, the NOx formation could be reduced. This is another concept. And the next one is recirculation of flue gases. So flue gas means what I said, whatever the waste gas which liberated from the combustion cycle, if we use that gases for recirculation, that first I said the waste heat is from the flue gases will be preheating the combustion air. So air they will introduce for the combustion process. Before introducing the air, they preheat it and send it. So what the efficiency is high. Now another technique what they are telling, the flue gas, whatever is going out, that they are taking and directly introducing into the combustion chamber. This is another important method, and this will be reducing the NOx formation because the recirculated flue gas is behaving like a sink. Sink means what? It will absorb. So what? It reduces the overall process temperature or combustion temperature. This is one of the effective method to reduce the formation of NOx, which will be lowering the nitrogen to oxygen ratio. So what the flame temperature or the process temperature considerably reduced in combustion zone, so which suppresses the formation of NOx. This is another effective method. And the next one is how to do the combustion modeling. Whatever we have studied now, reduce the temperature, decrease the oxygen supply, reduce the residential time, and low oxygen, whatever we have stopped, all this are called combustion modification. And the low excess air operation also I have explained, nothing more. The off stoichiometric means what I will explain. Off stoichiometric. Off stoichiometric, you should know what is stoichiometric. Stoichiometric means exact amount of oxygen required for complete combustion of fuel is called stoichiometric combustion. Half stoichiometric means what? You have to reduce the amount of oxygen supply for the combustion process. But the thing is, we have to be very careful. We have to imagine if the oxygen supply is not sufficient, what will happen? Any one of you can tell, please? Hello? 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 I am audible to every one of you. How many of you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
I have asked some question. Any one of you can answer, please? I asked if the complete combustion is not complete, what will happen? Or you can say if it is incomplete combustion, what is the problem of incomplete combustion? What would happen? Any one of you? Till now, whatever I said, people have heard
unburned hydrocarbons will be formed, ma'am, produced.
Okay, very good. Then, anything else?
It leads to photochemical smog or other things, ma'am. Pollution.
Wow, that is secondary pollutant. In that region itself, in that zone itself, what will happen? What you said, it is correct. Unburned hydrocarbon will be released, that will undergo photochemical reaction, and it makes smog, photochemical smog, and all. Yes, it is consequences. Correct, exactly. Now I'm asking, when the process itself it is incomplete, then what would happen? One of the component is unburned hydrocarbon. Okay, fine. Now we are burning the coal. What will happen? It is incomplete. What would happen? Yes. Okay, I'll explain. Please listen me. This is also one of the important question, and I repeated all I asked the question. Listen me carefully. Did you understand what is meant by stoichiometric? Hello. Any one of you people, do you understand that what is meant by stoichiometric? I am audible. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Stoichiometric means For example, you take 1 kg of any fuel. It may be coal or it may be oil. Oil means petrol or diesel, or it may be your LPG gas or natural gas, or you can say your wood or dried animal dung or gobar gas, any fuel you take. When you have to burn it completely, then only you will get full energy from the fuel. Clear? Suppose you are burning the wood. It's supposed to burn properly. Then only whatever the energy contained in the wood will be converted into heat. That heat you can use for your uses or cooking. Any fuel needs like that only. For gas, we cannot see physically. For any solid fuel, liquid fuel, we can see physically. Now, each and every fuel has its own carbon content. The carbon only, that may be different form of carbon. So for example, if you take petrol or diesel, it will be chain carbon. If you take your LPG gas, it is propane and butane, some carbon. If you take natural gas, it is methane. If you take gobar gas, it is methane plus carbon dioxide. If you take coal, it is a complex structure of some organic matter. If you take your firewood, wood, that is also a complex structure of some organic matter. And each and every fuel has its own number of carbons. When you burn, the oxygen supply or required oxygen requirement is depending upon the carbon content of fuel. If the carbon content is more, you have to supply more oxygen. And carbon content is less, you have to supply less oxygen. Since if you only oxygen takes role in combustion process, but we are using air for combustion. What is air? Air contains 29% of oxygen and 79% of oxygen and 21% of 79% of nitrogen and 21% of oxygen. When you supply air, we can separate oxygen from nitrogen by pressure swing method. It is very costliest method, so everywhere people are not following such a technique. Generally, people are using air only for the combustion process. Again, I am stressing, people are using generally air only for combustion process. In that, oxygen is only taking role on combustion, nitrogen not taking any role, which occupies 78% or 78 to 79% of volume unwantedly in combustion chamber. That is quite normal. So the oxygen or air supply depends on how many carbon that each and every fuel has. Even in your vehicle, two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, any wheeler you have, and the same principle only will be applicable. The oxygen supply must be enough to burn the carbon in the fuel. That's what people are telling. If the oxygen is not enough, the fuel will not be burnt fully. That is called incomplete combustion. What is stoichiometric combustion? The amount of oxygen or air is required for, not amount, I can say exact amount of oxygen required for complete combustion of any fuel is called stoichiometric combustion. But in large scale application, any application, we cannot pass exact amount of oxygen or air. 1 kg of carbon requires 1 kg of oxygen molecule, which produces 1 kg of carbon dioxide. That is the formula. Based on that, how many carbon is there, that many kg of oxygen molecule people are sending for complete combustion. This is called exact amount of oxygen or stoichiometric amount of oxygen. That is called stoichiometric combustion. When you pass the air, there will be some loss of oxygen. We can't say exactly. There may be some leak or some anything here and there, small leak. One molecule oxygen is less also, which leads incomplete combustion. when we do the incomplete combustion, even one molecule of oxygen is less in the whole fuel content, it leads the somewhere some molecule of fuel will not be burnt, and then it leads incomplete combustion. When incomplete combustion takes place, what will happen? Instead of forming of carbon dioxide from complete combustion, if incomplete combustion takes place, which gives or which forms carbon monoxide. The carbon monoxide is highly unstable compound. What will happen if carbon monoxide is coming means we can assume that the process is incomplete. You cannot get the full energy from whatever the fuel you are burning. So if you need to burn completely means you have to pass exact amount of oxygen. That is not possible, even because somewhere some loss or leak is there, which leads to incomplete combustion. So what people are sending some excess air or excess oxygen. That's what that is called excess air, excess amount of oxygen, whatever we have talked now. That excess air will be varied from fuel to fuel and the design of a unit to unit. It is around 10 to 25% excess air people are sending. Depends on their design and engineering. That is not our topic. Now, because of stoichiometric, that means the amount of oxygen is not sufficient for complete combustion, which leads incomplete combustion. Because of incomplete combustion, which forms carbon monoxide. That's carbon monoxide is highly unstable, which releases means which can understand that we cannot harvest full energy from the fuel, which is a waste gas. And beyond that, the carbon monoxide is a very dangerous pollutant. And this carbon monoxide has the capability to enter into our blood through our skin pore also. And moreover, this carbon monoxide needs only half molecule of oxygen, and it is highly unstable and unsaturated compound. It needs only half molecule of oxygen to convert into carbon dioxide. Only half molecule. So which is moving here and there to scrap only half molecule of oxygen anyway. Immediately that will be converted into stable carbon dioxide compound. So the problem is this carbon monoxide has the ability to enter into our body through our skin pore. So skin pore means through nose, through mouth, through eyes, through ear. Anyway, it will enter into our body. If it enters into our body means which needs only half molecule of oxygen and which is readily reactive and it is a highly unsaturated. And what will happen? This carbon monoxide will consume the oxygen from our blood hemoglobin that will be converted into carbon dioxide. Then the carbon dioxide as usual method will be emitted from our body. But the thing is, it consumes oxygen from our hemoglobin. Our hemoglobin will suffer as it give the problem of oxygen.
So madam, the carbon monoxide when will enter into the body, it will take all the oxygen from the body, right? From the blood
From
or
the
hemoglobin.
hemoglobin, sir.
So
Because
obviously,
in our body, where oxygen is there in blood, hemoglobin only, no? Which consumes oxygen from hemoglobin means automatically then we have the suffocation. When it prolongs
correct.
every day, then suffocation leads to next stage, which is nothing but the lung diseases, asthma, XYZ, we can say.
Okay.
This is of stoichiometric combustion problem. And now we are talking about how to reduce the formation. Yes, sir, do you have any further doubt on it?
No, I'm saying carbon monoxide you said, but carbon dioxide also sometimes enter into the body, right?
Carbon dioxide, actually as of me, carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. Are you agree with me or disagree with me?
Carbon dioxide is not harmful?
No, sir, it is not at all. It is the essential component for life on earth. When it releases at a very high temperature from the thermal power plant and industry and from automobile industry, which increase because when it burns, it comes out at very high temperature. Because of this, high temperature gases enhance or increases the atmospheric temperature. So what it reflects in the form of global warming and climate change. And until
Okay.
or otherwise, if you see your carbon cycle or anything, the basic fundamental of life is carbon or carbon dioxide. From a carbon dioxide only, photosynthesis is happening, correct? Without carbon dioxide, no photosynthesis. No photosynthesis, no life at all, is it? No living things at all on Earth's surface. The fundamental product and the fundamentals of life on our planet is basically from carbon dioxide. So it is
Okay.
not a pollutant. It became a pollutant. Why? Because we are the culprit. We have released the carbon dioxide from the anthropogenic sources at a very high temperature. So what it increases the temperature globally. So it became a pollutant, and it basically it is not at all a pollutant. You look at your carbon cycle, it forms carbon, you burn, and everywhere it is stored. And you would have studied all the natural weathering and all. Everywhere it is stored and it is balanced. Nowhere excess release of carbon dioxide. After 18th century or during 18th century, when we have started burning all fossil fuels, only all these problems we are facing. So we are the culprit. We only spoil. But it is carbon monoxide is not alike. It's not like that. Carbon monoxide is also a good fuel when it is combined with some way. People are generating carbon monoxide along with the hydrogen as a syngas for fuel production. But when it alone comes out from the combustion process, then it became such a critical parameter in the environment. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. But now what we are talking about how to control NOx formation in the combustion zone itself during the combustion process. So they are telling one of the process you do the off stoichiometry. How do the off stoichiometry? So you have to introduce some low NOx burner off fire, over fire air or burners out of service. These are all the technique they are introducing. Even then when they introduce like this, they may reduce the formation of NOx, but it should not affect the combustion efficiency. So what they are doing, they are injecting steam or water at the top of the combustion zone, which convert whatever the volatile or unburned hydrocarbon which comes out, including carbon monoxide, will be completely burnt or completely combusted. So what the efficiency could be maintained, at the same time the NOx formation would be suppressed. That is the concept. Clear? So the flue gas recirculation, this and all I have explained. Again, I don't want to experiment. But one more important thing is field reburning and ardent control system. This is important. And even you would have studied.
Madam, can you tell me this alternate fuels? There is a significance, right? What are those you are talking about?
Alternative fuels.
Alternate fuels.
Okay, sir, I'll tell. Actually, whatever the fossil fuel we are using, all are having such a problem that everybody has. You see. So alternative fuel you will take means completely we cannot replace the fossil fuels. That is first problem of alternative fuel. And
So what are the alternate fuels, madam? First of all,
alternative fuel. The first one people have introduced right now, which is shining, is natural gas, compressed natural gas.
Crude oil.
No. Natural crude oil is what? It is a source of getting petrol and diesel, correct? That will
But
fossil
it's natural, right?
What's that?
It is natural resource, no?
Yes, natural resources. What is crude oil, coal, oil, and natural gas? All three are having the same issues. These all three are called fossil fuels. When we are using this fossil fuel for our purpose, the human being, wherever they are using for getting energy out of it, that is called anthropogenic activity. Now, when compared to the coal and oil, natural gas containing very less number of carbon. For example, diesel is having from C18 to C22 carbon. But natural gas means which is nothing but methane. Methane has formula is CH4, only one carbon. When you are burning the coal or natural petrol or oil, when compared to the natural gas, the number of carbon dioxide liberated from natural gas is considerably low. So what people are preferring and shifting from coal and oil to natural gas. For automobile industry, more or less it is being achieved here and there, not everywhere. And some of the developed cities in India also, people are using, instead of LPG, pipeline natural gas for cooking also, community level they are using. But it is not totally commercialized. This is one of the alternative fuel. Again, I am telling what is the advantage of this CNG, compressed natural gas. This is alternative fuel which has natural gas means which is nothing but methane, which has only one carbon. When you burn the equal amount of gas, when we compared with the coal and oil, the number of carbon dioxide formation from the natural gas would be reduced. And also the oxides of formation of sulfur could be reduced, but the remaining pollutant also formed, but the quantity of formation could be reduced, less we can say. And another alternative fuels means we can take it our all renewable energy sources. What are the renewable energy sources? Solar, wind, biomass, geothermal, and nuclear. People are considering it is alternative somewhere, but it cannot be totally say it is an alternative, but we can say it's alternative. Geothermal, ozone thermal, many are there. In this, the topmost one is solar. Solar is being used for both thermal and electrical application. Electrical application means we know that you people would have seen here and there photovoltaic system or solar panel, people generally say. What it does, which convert the incident solar radiation into DC current. Somewhere people are storing and it could be used. It is direct application. Solar thermal means they are using in different forms. Solar devices like a solar water heater, solar air heater, solar still. These three are very solar cooker. All these four are common. In solar water heater, normal water could be converted into hot water. So where hot water use, you can use that system. For industrial application, they can preheat the water up to 60 to 70 degrees centigrade, then they can use it. And we could say in many hostels, very big organization, for their cooking, they are getting this hot water as a preheated water they are using for cooking purposes. In many industrial application, they are following like that. And the next one is solar air heaters. Solar air heaters primarily people are using for drying the product. The product which has aroma, without losing of aroma, we can use some of them, like fruit drying, vegetables drying, and all these spices drying, some of the herbals drying, including fish drying. For that drying process, people are using the hot air system. Solar air heater the people used for generating the hot air by heating. That hot air could be used for drying of all. And the solar cooker, you would have seen in Tirupati Devasthanam, people are telling that per day around 2,000 to 5,000 people, they can provide the annadana making use of solar cooker. Still till date it is in use. There are different types of solar cookers are there. Box type which will be useful for home applications. For community type, they are using the concentrated reflected type of solar cooker, where you can keep a huge amount of food. And today also people are using in Tirupati for making this another. And many where here and there people have used. Next one is solar still or solar desalinator or solar distillation unit. What does it mean? Any saline water could be converted into potable water. For that, solar still or solar desalination unit people are using. Especially in US, the place is called Amazon. In 1947, around 2 lakhs liter of seawater is being converted into potable water for their drinking purpose. When I'm saying in 1947, when we got independent, that time itself. This is one of the alternatives. Then wind means you would have seen windmill here and there. The air could be or wind could be converted into mechanical energy, or that will be generally people are using for water pumping system. And also it could be used for electrical energy conversion. Then you can use for lighting this, that and all. And the third one is biomass. Biomass means whatever the living things. including biomass. All plant material, animal material, living things are called biomass that could be converted into useful form of energy by following or adapting some of the technology. The technology is called, everybody would have known that gobar gas generation, biogas or gobar gas generation. All digestible waste could be put it in the some anaerobic condition. Due to that anaerobic condition, the digestive waste is being converted into methane and carbon dioxide. That gas is collectively called gobar gas or biogas. Till date, that is also in practice. People are using here and there in rural area. That could be used for cooking use, application, and also lighting. And some other advanced technologies available to convert this another other solid waste and other agricultural waste could be converted into electricity by following biomass gasification, biomass pyrolysis technology. And for your kind information I am telling you, you listen carefully. You can write all this point in your exam if the related question is coming means. Solid waste which is generated from Hyderabad. The municipal department people are collecting everywhere. And they are dumping at one place and they are segregating the waste into easily burnable and some unburned material, burnable material, and or we can say combustible, non-combustible material like that. And some of the combusted solid material, people are burning in biomass combustion, biomass gasification by following biomass gasification technology. Solid waste collected from Hyderabad could be converted into electricity by following biomass gasification technology. It is happening today also. And these people are generating electricity out of it. And that electricity they are giving to the grid. And one goodness, today also government is buying electricity from them at a high price. And they are giving to the public electricity at a low price. Because in such a way they are promoting the technology. We are getting two ways. One is waste minimization, and the waste is being used in a proper way, the waste to energy concept, and the government is supporting in such a way. If they produce more, they will get more money. But as a public, what we are doing, it is very horrible job. Separating a waste from the entire dumping, it is quite harmful. But many people are working and they are doing such a service to all of us. So they are the people every day we have to salute them. We supposed to salute them. In such a thing is going on. And another alternate geothermal, these many, if you know, if you write it is okay. About the nuclear power plant, you can write. And by following the nuclear fission process, the nuclear product like uranium is undergoing nuclear fission. That time huge amount of heat is released. That heat people are using for generating the steam. Then through that steam turbine, and they are generating the electricity. That is nuclear power plant. Likewise, geothermal. Geothermal means from the underground earth crust, there will be a hard rock. When you are drilling, you can get very high temperature, around 5,000 like that, 5,000 degrees centigrade like that. Then by the using of that heat will be converted water into steam. That steam people are using for generating the electricity. These are all the alternative fuels can be used. Sir, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yeah, clear, madam. Please go ahead.
Okay, fine. And the next one is fuel reburning and add-on control system. How this technique will be useful to control the formation of NOx Wilson. Actually, there are the condition. First, there are two chamber people are using for this. The primary chamber is they are doing the combustion process with fuel rich condition. If the fuel rich condition means, what does it mean? The oxygen is not enough to complete the combustion. In the fuel rich condition, they are injecting only 10 to 20% of the fuel. So in such a way, whatever the nitrogen is there in the fuel will be converted into hydrogen cyanide and ammonia instead of forming the NOx compound, because NOx compound will, when it will form, when the oxygen is more, when the residence time is more, when the temperature is more. These three are the required or favorable condition for formation of NOx. To minimize that, instead of forming NOx, which gives ammonia and hydrogen cyanide from the nitrogen compound of fuel, not from air. And this, when it happen, all these gases will be moving upward only in combustion. Anywhere the gases will be moving upward only in this combustion chamber. Now what they are doing above the combustion chamber, where the gases are started moving, there they are introducing the overfire air, that means preheated air, through several series of ports. At that time, whatever the burnable or combustible components are there in the gases will be completely combusted, but there the formation of NOx considerably reduced, and the remaining all carbon-based material will be converted into carbon dioxide. Such a way that people are producing or making efficient combustion process. This way reduce around the 30 to 50% of NOx formation in the combustion process. It is one of the important, but only the limitation of this process, when they are doing like this, sometime which lower the flame temperature in the primary zone, so which leads incomplete combustion. If it leads incomplete combustion, means there will be a loss of fuel, and which makes a problem to the equipment also. Because one more thing, nowhere in your book I will tell you, please listen carefully. Whenever the incomplete combustion is taking place, they are telling about the formation of formation of carbon monoxide and formation of methane and hydrogen cyanide. One more thing will form, that is called tar. Tar means whatever the product people are using on the road, that is called tar. That tar people are getting from here only. From where they are getting huge quantity, the huge quantity they are getting from the oil refinery. And wherever the incomplete combustion is taking place, if the tar formation is there, how the tar is looking? Any one of you can explain? Have seen the tar? How the tar is looking?
It's black in color, and ma'am, it's in a semi-solid. It's in a liquid form, liquid or viscous, very viscous liquid form.
Yes, yes. That point is very important. Very good, ma'am.
But
That is
it is obtained from the organic materials like coal, wood, and
yes, sir.
petroleum.
Whenever it burns, whenever the incomplete combustion is taking place, what it happen exactly? Actually, coal, oil, natural gas, firewood, anything you burn, there's supposed to be enough oxygen to carry over the incomplete combustion. Whenever the incomplete combustion is taking place, combustion means what exactly is happening. When you are burning it, immediately carbon dioxide will not form, correct? First, what will happen when you started burning? Whatever the moisture is there in the fuel will be released first. Then any fuel will be break down into small compound that we cannot see by our eyes, but this is the process. Break down into small compound. Then the small big because you take the firewood, it is a complex structure which is composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. Everything will be there. Everything it is compacted. That's what the hardness of firewood you could see. The similar structure, the composition will be different. That complex structure only will be there in coal also, but we cannot see from our own naked eyes. So when we are heating, first moisture or water, whatever is there in the fuel will be released. Then it breaks down the fuel into small component. Then what will happen when the smaller component will be converted into further fragments, small fragments. Fragments means what? Complex hydrocarbon is break down into small hydrocarbon. In that hydrocarbon, some of them will be volatile, some of them will be non-volatile. The volatile saturated compound will be born and it makes something else. Unsaturated, whatever the unsaturated hydrocarbons will be liberated from the fuel burning. Unsaturated carbon will be started reacting with one another, and it makes the chain reaction. At the end of chain reaction is formation of tar. Once the tar formation is predominated in any process, the process efficiency will go down, and also which makes falling to other equipment or the same equipment parts, which entirely stops the process. So that why I am asking, that tar is viscous fluid. It is semi-solid, and if it is in high temperature or hot condition only, it flows. If the temperature is reduced, it will be solidified. Again, if you want to make it as liquid, you have to heat it. In that concept only, they are using tar for making the road. Clear? Why they are using? At room temperature, it will not at all melt. It will be solidified. And whatever the material it holds very firmly. That's what they are making road tar with some gravels. So there will be a hard holding will be there. They are making such a thing. Is it clear? That tar will be formed when you are doing this low flame temperature or incomplete combustion. The tar will be entirely affected. Is it clear? So oxygen nitrogen formation will be reduced or minimized. That is true. But it is another problem. It may happen. It happened also. Even I worked on it. It happened also. So to minimize this, so if such a problem is coming, is what to do? To minimize this, people have introduced another technique that for reducing the NOx. That is, there are two techniques are available for reducing. One is selective catalytic reduction, and is another one is selective non-catalytic reduction. These two processes people have introduced. For selective non-catalytic reduction means if you produce the temperature and in the ratio of 850 to 1100 degrees centigrade, where ammonia or urea is injected to the flame temperature, to the flame. When you maintain such a temperature, if you introduce such a product, and whatever the product we have introduced, urea or ammonia, these two products react with the oxides of nitrogen, which will be converted into nitrogen and water. Here we are not using any catalyst. So what it is called a selective non-catalytic reduction. So now the oxides of nitrogen formation is there. When we introduce ammonia or urea, that will be converted into nitrogen as well as water. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
We are going to the end, na? How many minutes left over?
It is till 12 o'clock, madam. 30 minutes is still there. Please continue.
Okay, fine. This is called a selective non-catalytic reduction. And another one is called, this process they can adopt to reduce the NOx formation. Another one is, this is important question. People in many ways this question asked in a different way. How to reduce the NOx formation? Somewhere people have asked what is SNCR or SCR. SCR means selective catalytic reduction. And why we have to follow, how to reduce the NOx formation, how to convert the NOx into useful form of product. Like that, many questions they will ask you. So now NOx is being converted into N2 and water. Now whatever the N2 is formed, what is this? It is atmospheric component, correct? It is harmless, it is stable, inert component, correct? So no problem at all by following such a process. This is one way. Another one is selective catalytic reduction. Here what people are doing, instead of maintaining 850 to 1100 degrees centigrade, if you introduce some catalyst called vanadium or titanium, then you can reduce the temperature from 850 to 1100 degrees centigrade, 300 to 400 degrees centigrade. Here, what is the same process will be happening, and the NOx could be converted into nitrogen. Around 90 to 95% of NOx could be converted into nitrogen, and nitrogen is an element and it is a molecule, so it will be liberated into atmosphere. It is not in nature, there will not be any problem at all, and it is something like a good. So this is another way they follow to reduce the NOx formation. Now I will ask you, this from what is the major source of NOx liberation in the environment? What is the major source? So the major pollutant source of three, we know that. One is industries, thermal power plant, and automobiles. Many are there, but major contributors are these three. Among these three, which one is emitting more NOx? Any one of you, please? Little fast, then I can tell more and more. Which source is giving out more?
Industries, madam.
Industries? No. Automobiles only. How many
Automobile, yeah.
automobiles are there? So, you know that when you're starting about two-wheeler,
Fossil
three-wheeler,
fuel burning.
ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Fossil fuel burning only, ma'am. Petrol
Fossil
and other
fuels are
things.
burning in different places. No, somewhere it is batch, somewhere it is continuous, something is stationary, something is line. Many sources are there. No. So industries and thermal power plants are coming under point source. Automobiles are becoming line source. When we are considering about the line source, everywhere the release will be there, correct? And when you start up the vehicle, what could be the temperature? Anyone can say? Either two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four, whatever it is, or six-wheeler, eight-wheeler, any wheeler. When you start up the vehicle, what exactly it happens? When you are kick off your vehicle, which
Ignition.
yes, sir. Approximately now, no need of telling the exact value. How much it could be? How much it could
100
be?
degrees.
100. My God. I told you
It's
for
less.
NOx formation the releases, the major source is automobile, I said. And this
Yes,
NOx flowing around or above the 700 degrees centigrade only, I said. Is there any consequence? Did you understand what I'm saying? One of the major source of release of NOx is automobile industry. Why? Because it is mobile system. Clear? And this NOx is forming approximately around or above 700 degrees centigrade only. Clear? If you tell 100 degrees centigrade, mean how is it possible from this NOx releases? It is not at all possible, correct? So 100 degrees centigrade, you can boil only water. And some of the volatile could be evaporated like alcohols, ketones, aldehydes, some of the aldehyde, not all. Acetic acid, some of the high volatile, including petrol, diesel, could be heated up. That's all. I will tell you now. When you start up your vehicle, when you start any vehicle, the temperature could be more than 1000 degrees centigrade. 1000, 1200, 300, 400, 700, 500. It could be like that. Then within a fraction of minutes, you are kick your vehicle. Either you switch on your button or you give the kick by your foot. That time what is happening? Your fuel and oxygen will be reacting. Within second, 2 or 3 seconds, your vehicle is getting started up. That much fast is going. That much amount of oxygen is being used, and that much fuel is burned, and that much heat energy is liberated from the fuel. So what it is happening? Clear? Now my question is something I wanted to ask. Yeah. So the temperature is such a way it's very high. So the formation of NOx is also very high from the vehicles. Understood? Because of high liberation or high release of this NOx and also corresponding hydrocarbon releases from the wherever the oil is handling and other hydrocarbon sources. And when the release of these two, along with the bright sunshine during the summer, when these three are come close together, this favors the photochemical smog and other smog formation in the atmosphere. Those are all called the secondary pollutant formation. That is, smog means we know the photochemical reaction. Once it starts, it goes endlessly like a chain reaction, because all these hydrocarbon which are liberated from these fuels are the saturated carbon and free radicals. Those free radicals initiated many chain reaction endlessly. One among them only we have named it peroxyacetyl nitrate, butyl nitrate, many products are coming. For that, it is a very important point I'm going to tell, and the people, those who have participated in this class, if any chances are there to express yourself, you kindly express. For that only I'm telling. Now this selective catalytic converter I said, what it does? The selective catalytic converter converts this NOx into nitrogen. If it converts like that, there will not be any release of NOx to the environment, is there? The NOx is being converted into N2. And whatever the fuel you are using, that is being effectively used, and you are harnessing entire energy from the fuel. There will be a small loss. There is no 100% energy conversion system in the world. Clear? So we can follow such a technique. So the NOx concentration in the air could be reduced, and the problem of smog, photochemical smog, other related secondary paper pollutant formation could be reduced. When it could be reduced? When we introduce the selective catalytic converter in the point source as well as mobile source. So what I request you all, and the Euro 1, Euro 2 people have introduced for the vehicles, and that should be verified before taking the vehicle. And also in Delhi, what they have done, non-commercialized vehicle, they have checked the Euro 1, Euro 2 norms, then only they have given out the vehicle for by selling also. Like that, all vehicles supposed to be fitted with this selective catalytic converter, means before it's selling by the government, it would have been initiated, then the NOx pollutant can be reduced considerably. But the thing is, it is very costly technology, whatever it may be. Environment is going down. One day everything is spoiled. And the number of deaths per year is being keep on increasing. I told you it is more than corona. And in earlier days, they said you have to reduce the population. You should have only one children. Now they have promoted in different way. The population is increasing. The sex ratio is decreasing. So instead of having one children, you may have 2-3 children. Like that, they started promoting. What could be the effective? The thing is, the number of death per day is increasing by air pollution. One of the major sources for death is air pollution, then only other diseases. But no one is ready to accept. You read here and there many articles in anywhere paper or through net, and you refer, then you tell me. And the doctors, those who are working in government hospital, they might be aware of it. How many patients are coming with what kind of issues and what kind of thing is going on, then how many years they are dying. Everything they know, they agree, they accepted. Even I have confirmed from many people also. This is true. So you people have chance to express yourself here and there, to tell about the selective catalytic converter fitting in all vehicle to convert NOx to N2 means this is one of the important technique to reduce the pollution level in the atmosphere. Not only Indian condition, everywhere in the world, it's supposed to be followed. This good technique. Technology is there, but adapting of technology is very important. For that, money needed. The money could be played with many things. So the rate is the matter to fix everything. So the government, technology people, environmentalists, all three people jointly will work on it. We cannot recover back our environment. At least we can maintain our environment to some extent. That is the thing I am expressing yourself to consider this environment to keep in such a way. At least our fourth generation people, let them breathe the air. I'm not saying that they can get the good air, at least they can breathe. I said. Okay, thank you. This is one of the important necessary for me. And another beyond NOx control, NOx only, about NOx only I said. Beyond that, we are all using all hydrocarbon fuels only, the petrol, diesel, this, that, and all. And also other processes, making of or using of printing, painting, coating, and semiconductor making, and also cleaning. All these, everywhere people are using hydrocarbon. And there, if you introduce the activated carbon, that will absorb to some extent. What is the use of, anyone can say about the activated carbon? Please, I'll give 1 minute, we'll go a little fast. Anyone of you can tell about activated carbon. What is activated carbon? What is the use of activated carbon? Yes? What is the use? Yes, yes.
For purification and filtration.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I cannot hear you. Little louder, please.
For purification and filtration.
Okay, fine. Then, what is the, yeah, for purification people are using. What is the process involved behind that? It is a good absorbent, is it? That's what I have explained last week class, second half, correct? People are using that activated carbon for water treatment also. And I have explained that earlier days we have water filters, like 2 cylinders are there. In the top cylinder, they have 2 columns. And those 2 columns are outside is coating with the white. It is nothing but this lime, and inside the carbon column only. The carbon column will be the good absorbent. So it absorbs the impurities from water. Once it is completely filled up, it will stop the filtration. Then you can, that time the water leakages will be there. From that we can understand that filter is not working. Then we'll replace with another column. Is it? So it is a good absorbent. It is not only absorbing the impurity, it absorbs the impurities, whatever now I have told. Those impurities also it could be absorbed. The thing is, these are all hydrocarbon, right? So this hydrocarbon is easily evaporable, and you can condense, and you can collect those solvents. We can reuse it, and also you can reuse the activated carbon continues. Activated carbon is one of the important product in the world, specifically for all treatment purposes. If you take water or air, anything, in chemical and petrochemical industry, it plays a major role. Now, when we are talking about this environmental concern after 18th century, it took major part on this. So the activated carbon is different from coal. Please don't confuse with these two, because many people have confused. If you have any doubt on it, please ask me. If you want me to explain more, I will explain. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll start the next unit now itself. When the time's up, you 1 minute before you tell me, I will stop. Otherwise, I will keep on talking because I cannot understand what is the time now.
More 5
Then-
minutes, ma'am.
What?
More 10 minutes left, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see. So in this unit, any doubt is there, you please ask me and clarify it. I'll give 2 minutes time. You can look at it anywhere. If you have doubt, you open your book also and check it and let me know. Okay, no doubt at all. Very good. So, okay, we'll start.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. Next unit is about emission control technique. The same unit is there in environmental chemistry last year also, is it? You would have studied electrostatic precipitator, cyclone separator, gravity chambers. Have you studied or not? I think I only have taken class through online, I think so once. If yes means, I will give you overall view about this, then we'll go to the next unit. Instead of wasting the time, we can do like this. I will explain what is the primary things related to this unit. The
Okay, ma'am.
specific. Yes, ma'am. What?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I will give brief introduction about the what is PM because it is important to understand, and if you listen me carefully, that is more than enough to write an exam also. It is about particulate matter separately. They have introduced the technique or lesson on particulate control. That means, see, from that you can understand how much it is problematic. How much it is problematic, particulate matter. What are the particulate matter? Particulate matter means because people have introduced in one course, one subject, one separate unit for controlling particulate matter means that is very dangerous product. You could understand. I no need to explain because many air pollutant is there. It is one among them, but it is more hazardous in nature. From where it is coming? From different sources. Even you could not imagine it. From all those sources gives out this particulate matter. That is dust. From where the dust is coming? Wherever the disintegration process is taking place, from there the dust is coming. Is it? Disintegration when you are walking on the road, your foot presses some bigger stone into the small particle. That is also disintegration. Disintegration means what? The bigger one is being break down into smaller one is called the disintegration. So that time it happened. Then every year, millions and millions of building people are constructing. How they are getting that bricks, how they are getting that stone, how they are getting that gravels. From each and every process, huge amount of dust particle will be formed during the disintegration process, correct? That we are not aware of it, but that is particulate matters. If many things are there, they are giving more importance to particulate because now in the world, many cities are being polluted. One among them, Delhi. And on fuel aspect, they have played with many things. They have introduced an alternative number, even number, this, that, and all for vehicle usage. And they have widened the road. They have maintained the speed. They have introduced the alternative fuel. And many things they have done. Only certain pollutant have been reduced. For example, I would have told or not. Did I tell about the benzene? Did I tell about the benzene? Yes, you tell. No one is attending the class regularly. That's why the people could not able to answer.
We
Yes,
are
sir?
6 to 8 people, madam. We are regularly attending. So, what is your question? Can you repeat, please?
Yes, yes. Did I tell about the benzene?
No. Please. Benzene water.
Okay. Actually, benzene is one of the organic compound. It is highly carcinogenic in nature. Actually,
Yeah. Please tell me, madam. You haven't told about
from
this.
the vehicle.
okay.
It liberated from the vehicles, one of the part organic.
No,
Okay.
that we know, but madam talking in connection with our
Last ma'am,
course.
you have taught about this. It comes
Yeah,
from burning of petrol and diesel. It's highly carcinogenic and highly volatile.
Yeah,
okay.
Carson.
And it's banned in India, you said, ma'am.
Yes. No,
It is
madam,
banned in India.
Yeah, it is already banned.
That's why petrol and diesel vehicles, they are going to stop very soon. They are encouraging to use the electric vehicles, which is non-pollution.
From where you are getting electricity, sir? If they have
Well,
introduced
from sun, madam, natural. You produce from the solar. You are getting naturally. Why you need artificially to generate the electricity? Of course, artificially thermal and this irrigation we are generating, but nobody knows it is coming from the sunlight.
No,
Wind
so that
solar
is
also there.
you
Solar panels
cannot
also
meet
there.
your demand. And you cannot meet your demand. Otherwise, that would have been happened long back. Because the
No,
technology is
that
available
people should be
from
aware and
the
educated, madam. It is not in demand, I know, but people can educated and they can themselves ready to produce without depending on others.
Okay, so now
Otherwise,
I
this war is happening. We are shortage and increasing of petrol, right? Why this petrol prices increased? Because of the demand. We are dependent on the Gulf countries. There is a war is going on. Obviously, they have the demand is high, and we are not. Prices are increased. So we
okay,
have to
sir.
find the alternatives, right? India is such a big
Alternative,
country.
Okay, price has gone up, price hike is there, demand is more, and the availability is less. People have reduced their usage.
No, that's why I'm telling to find the alternatives. People have to ready for
Whatever you are
ready
telling,
to
the
prepare.
alternative, it is not available today. It is available for the past 200 years.
No, madam. It is education is more important. People should be awareness is important on getting the free electricity. They have to find the alternatives. Petrol, diesel, how many days we will get?
No, sir.
Maybe after 10 years.
Alternative found. The thing is, people could not able to afford it. That's what I wanted to insist to you. Where you will
Then
get
see
chance to
that is a different story. People cannot afford. Government is encouraging. They have to find the alternatives to get that awareness. But it is not like people doesn't know. Then the government and university cannot stop, right? Only whatever we are getting from petrol, we can use. That is not the thing. Then where is the improvement?
Sorry, okay, the same case it happened for LPG cylinder. The solar cookers are available. No, people can use it. No, why they are not buying and using?
See, in Delhi, after 2028, they are going to stop diesel completely. So that is one strict rule imposed by the
Already
government
they are
of
using for all
Delhi.
purpose
Then
almost.
obviously they stop using the diesel. Then they are searching to find the alternatives. If government do such strict conditions, people if they have demand, definitely they look for the alternatives. If you cannot put strict conditions, they say that it is available anyway. Even price is high, no one is worried about. They are ready to pay 200 rupees per liter petrol also because that is their need. But they are not ready to go for the alternatives, which is available less than 50 rupees. But for 5 units of electricity naturally, but they are not ready to pay. The education is important, awareness important, and government also put strict rules and regulations
That's
to
what I'm
to
asking. I'm requesting you all. If anywhere you people can express all this point to the public, those who can give an awareness, you make it. That's what I'm telling. Even
yes.
all the
Y- y-
students, I used to say that we are the people who have to take responsibility. Even all for all this,
I
anything
totally
will
agree with
be
this statement, but we have one person or one university or some people, it won't happen because it should come from the public. Also government should properly provide what is a problem we are going to face in future, because petrol diesel we completely depend on the Gulf countries. If they stop or if they won't produce the crude oil, this petrol and everything, what is our suddenly if they stops, what can we do? Oh, we cannot sit at home, right? How do everyone lifestyle will work out? So
they
that is
know
what
that they will not stop, sir, because that is the problem of this government. They know that because their economy will go down, so they will not stop. We have to be very firm on that. We should use like that. That public is feeling like that. Public want that the government should know, means public should have the awareness. The awareness who can give. So
yeah,
who can
I
take care of
totally
it?
agree. And madam,
You please go and
what
express. That's what I'm
one more
asking.
important thing, this environmental sense is not just for current generation, it is for future generations. We have to
Yes.
think like 30 years or 50 years ahead. What is going
Yes.
to happen if we are going to damage now? How the people will survive in after 30 years, like
When the
our
need
children or
becomes
grandchildren.
greed,
So we have to have
Generation
large
next
large
time.
thought process in mind when we are studying environmental sciences. That is what I feel, because
we can depend on solar, provided a lot of research is going to be done, and this the so-called need becomes greedy. That is the reason why we are buying the petrol and diesel. Alternatively, when we are hungry, we run for some kind of food. No, like that we have to go research on solar energy in the future. What I feel.
in the future we have to start now from today. I would say we cannot wait for future something to
So
happen. If we
we can
initiate now only, something result will come tomorrow. If tomorrow if we plan, then it never happens. Tomorrow never come to today. So today now is the right time to start anything. That is what I feel.
yes, it's right argument. This argument supposed to be taken at the right source. To the
Right
right
source
source.
means this is the right forum, I thought, madam, because
Yes,
you are very knowledge and experience.
any one
That's
of
why I
you,
am
any one
debating
of
on this
you,
particular thing.
that is true. Any one of you could express to the people, those who are having the power to implement. or power to take up this point to the higher level where you make it to every student, all the students I used to request like that only. And one more thing, this air pollution, water pollution, whatever we are speaking now, everything should be controlled.
Correct.
When we are installing whatever the techniques in this unit prescribed and described, all these techniques when you introduce, it could be reduced. It is really it happened, but the industrial people are not following it. The reason behind that, if they introduce this, they won't get any gain or profit. Then why we have to? So
Yes,
for
and,
this
and
also, like renewable energy gadgets, how the government is providing the subsidy, like that subsidy, if they provide for this implementing technology, it could be developed in such a way. So
yes,
it is
and
possible.
I will make one strong statement, because
Okay.
on the earth, in the environment, we means the human beings only the culprit for this situation on the earth, like pollution or all this environment getting into this worst situation. Now, because we are highly talented, intelligent people on the earth, other than any living organisms, but we are only have the capacity or capable to correct this situation which gone to worst situation, to correct to the right situation.
It's
So
12
Right.
o'clock now.